the Iran-Israel crisis because World War III is trending. You guys already know. We're funding two sides of the war. It's absolute insanity. We're funding Israel. We're funding Iran. We're also funding Ukraine. And at the same time, prices and goods in this country have risen to unaffordable costs. People are struggling here, and we're supporting foreign wars all over the place. But you guys know the famous saying from the book 1984, wars will be perpetual. They will never end because a world at war is a world at peace. You guys know the famous line, war is peace. It's not. It's very scary. People die. It's not good. I don't know if you guys know anything about me, but I don't want war. I don't want people to die. It's a horrible thing to be at war nonstop, and America is guilty of just doing it over and over again. I'm just sick of it. It's because it's a giant money funneling process. They'll send money over to Israel, Ukraine, and Iran and funnel it back into their dirty little hands. And they do it by making investments. Matt Gaetz came out and was walking past a congressman's office when he said this specific congressman, I can't remember his name right now, had basically bought stock in Raytheon right before Russia invaded Ukraine. Huh. How are you that good? Our politicians make more money trading stocks than they do actually being politicians, which begs the question, are they working for us or themselves? I think you guys know the answer. Our system is completely corrupt. But this is from ABC, guys. U.S. to Israel. If you strike back at Iran, you'll do it alone. Oh, now we've got a backbone. Now we don't support Israel anymore. Wow, what a quick turn of events. We were all for it when they were bombing Gaza. But as soon as they said, by the way, and we are giving aid to Gaza as well. But as soon as Iran bombs them, they go, you're on your own. Maybe it has something to deal with Russia. Russia has come out and said that if U.S. attacks Iran, they will back Iran. We're already at war with Russia, so it doesn't really matter, but whatever. U.S. military help to Israel will be defensive only, officials say. I love it. Last week, Joe Biden told Iran, because apparently there was intel that Iran was going to bomb Israel. And I just got a question. If there was intel, why wouldn't they step in to stop it? Why wouldn't you try to offer a peace deal? Why wouldn't you say, hey, Iran, come to the negotiating table. Let's sit down and make sure this doesn't happen. Because they want perpetual war, people. They want it, and they want it bad. They are seething at the mouth just to get some. They're drooling because their bank accounts go through the roof. As Israel on Monday weighed its response to Iran's stunning attacks this weekend, really stunning? I don't know about that. The U.S. is privately telling officials there if Israel strikes back militarily, it will do so alone. It's an unusual message for a close ally that spent decades receiving more U.S. military aid than any other country in the world, and whose relationship with America is often described as ironclad. Yeah, I've discovered a lot about the Jewish organizations in this country and how they've basically supported Israel as a part of this country and persuaded giant corporations in this country to back Israel as well with money. And I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty, but it just comes to me as Israel and the U.S. relationship feels like a giant facade. And our backing of them and the entire Middle East war, I just don't get it. Guys, this is the craziest thing. This Instagram post, this meme, nails it so well. My tax dollars, I'm going to assume that's Israel, firing off missiles, landing in Gaza, and then end Iran, and somehow also my tax dollars firing back. And today is tax day, by the way, guys. So make sure you get to whatever it is your accountant's place or your H&R Block and file your taxes to pay the government so they can shoot more missiles at each other. God. I don't know how we can do it. I saw another awesome meme today where if you got a tax return, you basically lended the government money at a 0 interest rate, and they didn't even pay you back full. They didn't give you your money back in full. Your loan is still out there. You're just giving them money. They're stealing it from you guys. Tax is theft, and I don't know any better way to say it. The government is extremely inefficient at spending your money, and they spend it to send countries to kill each other. Does that mean the blood's on my hands? I don't know. While they want me to feel guilty for slavery, they don't want me to feel guilty for countries bombing each other. That's a very interesting take, don't you think? Somebody called me slow this weekend, and I was shocked. They called me slow, and I just thought to myself, at least I'm not double vaccinated, because they are. Who's really the slow one? It blows my mind that we're still having this discussion about who's right, who's wrong, after Joe Biden gaslighted the entire American population about how bad Trump is. He's going to cause World War III. He's going to get into a war with Iran. Russia and Ukraine will go at it if Donald Trump is president. While at the same time, Joe Biden has started wars across the world in his presidency. We're 3.5 years in. Russia and Ukraine are at it. Israel and Gaza are at it. Now, Israel and Iran are at it. Nobody knows what's going to happen with Taiwan. China fucked up. They could have made a move during that earthquake, but they didn't. So this all being said, it's just really frustrating to see. Do I think that this war with Iran and Israel is going to bleed over into America? I mean, we've been giving money away to them the entire time. So it's already kind of done that. But I don't think if, let's say, the U.S. backs Israel and decides to shoot bombs back, even though they're saying they won't, I don't think anything's going to happen. People have been threatening this idea of World War III now for 3.5 years, also while Biden's been in office, and it hasn't happened. We've literally given money to Ukraine and put boots on the ground, and Russia is not attacking us with nuclear missiles like they said they were. Now, I may eat my own words, but if they attack us with nuclear missiles, I'm not going to be here to say to actually eat them or to say anything. So whatever. I don't think this is going to escalate into something crazy, but war in the Middle East they've been at war for thousands of years. What's changed? Nothing. They're Neanderthals down there. So, after months of Israel acting on its own in Gaza, oh, really? Who is this? Okay, ABC, on its own and facing tough criticism from the U.S. and other allies that its military operations have gone too far, the Biden administration made clear that the U.S. wouldn't participate in offensive military operations against Iran, fearing a broader war in the Middle East. Is that what you really think? Our country loves war. I don't know about that one. We believe Israel has freedom of action to protect itself and defend itself, a senior administration official told reporters shortly after Iran's attack ended. That's a longstanding policy, and that remains. My question is, how come people aren't talking about all the dead kids and parents and the innocent people in Israel? Why aren't they talking about that? They talked about that with Palestine. We would not envision ourselves participating in such a thing, this person said. According to the section, U.S. official, that message was also delivered directly to Israel's top officials in a private phone call Sunday between Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. In addition to expressing support for Israel's defense, the official said Austin made clear in a very direct manner that the U.S. was not planning to join a potential counteroffensive on Israel's behalf. You know, I'm surprised Israel's not more upset at us because we are actively funding Iran. Biden, back in November, allowed Iran to access $10 billion amid the Gaza war. We had basically frozen the bank account or frozen the access to this $10 billion. And he goes, here, take it. Do what you want with it. In a controversial move, the Biden administration has granted Iraq a new 4-month waiver enabling the release of billions of dollars to Iran, blocked by U.S. sanctions. And then they bomb Israel. Wow, that really went full circle, don't you think? Funding both sides of a war. That's just so American. That's my favorite thing is like, if World War III does happen, it'll be great because America's going to fund both sides. And I just worry about all of the 18 to 25-year-olds right now that could be drafted for war. And you know what? You can blame your crappy parents because it's voting like this that leads to crap like that.